Coming up, your weekly roundup of news from around the haunt industry. Welcome to the show. I'm Philip. On the HAN show, we bring you the haunt news, information, and education you need to prepare for Halloween. On Tuesdays, we bring you a roundup of news from haunts worldwide. Read more about these stories and so much more in our free weekly newsletter. Subscribe at the link in the show notes. And as always, for the news roundup, I'm passing it off to Daryl.
As the holiday season arrives, haunted houses across the U.S. are getting into the festive spirit, combining the joy of the holidays with thrilling scares. Check out our website, or keep on listening to hear about over 150 haunts that will be operating this holiday season, with more to be added weekly. Of the haunts we are tracking, we have found the following trends for the 2025 season. 18% of the haunts are open for 1 day, 46.5% of haunts are open for 2 days, and 35.5% of haunts are open for 3 or more days. The most popular weekend is December 12th through 14th, with over 57% of the haunts choosing to open at least 1 day over that weekend. 48% of the haunts are open in the southern states, and Texas has the most holiday haunts with 14, followed closely with Pennsylvania at 13. Is your haunt open for the holiday season? Simply let us know, or reply to our email newsletter and tell us your information to be included in this annual listing. In theme park news, Six Flags has appointed a new CEO. Six Flags has appointed John Riley, a 21-year SeaWorld veteran and former Palace Entertainment leader, as its next CEO. For the haunt community, this isn't just corporate news. It may point to meaningful changes for regional Halloween events. Riley was part of the SeaWorld Busch Gardens during the heyday of Howl-O-Scream, a period defined by experimentation, new formats, and competitive seasonal programming. Those events were built on tight budgets, nimble teams, and the willingness to try ideas quickly, conditions that'll look a lot like today's post-merger Six Flags. In this week's episode of Green Tagged, Philip and Scott discuss how Riley's multi-hat background positions him well to support seasonal expansion, especially as the chain tests IP-driven concepts like The Conjuring. A haunt is banned from Christmas Parade. After weeks of preparation, Hollowacres of Fairmont, North Carolina, was given just 48 hours notice that they would not be allowed to participate in the November 22nd Lumberton Christmas Parade. Owner Athena Hux told a local news station that the haunt has registered to participate in August and was approved in mid-October. Her husband paid the required $50 entry fee and made the Lumberton Chamber of Commerce aware that their float would not be fully Halloween-themed, but rather embracing the Christmas spirit with a spooky twist. On November 20th, however, Lumberton Chamber Executive Director Cindy Kern called Husk to say that Hollowacres was no longer welcome at the parade. She cited concerns about the costumes and float being too scary for kids. Hux was not provided with written notice of the removal, nor was the haunt given any opportunity to clarify their theme or make adjustments. In a November 21st Facebook post, the haunt shared a formal request for clarification they sent to the parade organizers. In it, they claim no rule, guideline, or policy was cited as part of the decision, and that the haunt had complied fully with all published rules and requirements. As no written notice was received, Huck's legal counsel recommended that the team arrive at the parade and get video evidence of the team being asked to leave, which they did. Hux is discussing with her attorney the possibility of legal action to prevent this from happening to other businesses in the future. As stated in their letter to the chamber, we expect to be treated fairly, professionally, and in accordance with the published rules, not of personal opinions or bias. Boo Holiday Haunt brings a holiday experience with a haunted twist to Galleria Dallas. Following its Halloween season debut, Boo returns to the Galleria Dallas in Dallas, Texas, for a holiday experience with a haunted twist. Conceptualized by Baymo, the creative team behind Snow Day and Santaland at Galleria Dallas, Boo is an indoor immersive spooky adventure where guests navigate through mysterious rooms, interactive spaces, and imaginative photo ops. Guests are invited to spend the holiday at the haunted Beaumont Hotel, which has been fully decorated for the season, and all things are merry and fright. Among the lingering spirits, attendees won't want to miss a special themed scavenger hunt that adds a whole new layer of mystery to solve during the hour-long experience. When we debuted Boo for this year's Halloween season, we received an overwhelming response, which is why it only made sense to continue it through the holidays, with a whole new layout and even more mystery around every corner, said Scott Redmond, Snow Day team member, in a recent press release. Guests should prepare to expect the unexpected and embrace the unusual as they explore our haunted hotel. Tickets for Boo are on sale now, starting at $19.95 to $29.95 for adult admission. The experience now runs through Sunday, January 4th. The Haunt in Atascadero announces Valentine's Day haunt. When love can't be contained, chaos breaks the chains. The Haunt in Atascadero from Atascadero, California, returns February 6th through 7th and 13th through 14th with Frankenstein's Monsters Unchained. Step into Bloody Red Nightmare where passions turn to madness and every heartbeat could be your last. Bring your Valentine or your next victim. This limited run experience presents a darker, more intimate chapter with the Frankenstein universe. 3 experience options will be offered: the classic Hauntmare, Night Terrors, which is lights out, and a family-friendly lights on Valentine's Day tour. Ticket information will be posted in the coming weeks on the Haunt's official website. The Haunted Attraction Association Board Member Nominations. The Haunted Attraction Association is currently accepting candidates for an opportunity to serve on the Board of Directors. 2 current board members, Michael Edwards and Terry Bernstein, have reached the end of their term limits and 5 others have reached the end of their first term and are eligible to run again. The board term will be 3 years, March 2026 through March 2029. Board members must be an owner-operator of a haunted attraction and be willing to volunteer over 45 hours annually, attend monthly Zoom meetings, and serve on at least 1 committee, fundraiser for opening expenses, and assist with convention booth duties. A full list of requirements can be found on the online application. Nominations are being accepted through noon on February 3rd of 2026. The nominating committee will review applicants, conduct vetting, and finalists will be reviewed and voted on by the general membership. Submit your nomination via an online application. In memorial, remembering Jan Newth. Janet Leigh Newth, Jan, passed away on Tuesday, September 11th at the age of 60 after a courageous battle with cancer. Jan had a love for Halloween and scaring others since she was a little girl. She was the former owner of Gray's Twisted Manor in Holdridge, Nebraska, admin of the Haunters Toolbox Facebook group, and co-author of Not Afraid to Slay, Women of the Haunt Industry. In 2021, the Haunted Attraction Network had the pleasure of interviewing her to discuss everything she learned while writing the book. You can listen to the full interview by following the links in our show notes. We will miss her and fondly remember all she has contributed to our industry. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her family and friends at this difficult time. Now our list of haunts that are open this holiday season. In Alabama, we have the Atrox Factory in Leeds, Conjure Haunted Attraction in Birmingham, Nightmare at 3008 in Fulton. Arizona brings us Scarizona Scaregrounds at Mesa, Arizona, and Yuma Nightmares in Yuma. Arkansas has got the Folklore Slaughterhouse in Gravesville, Reaper's Night Off in Donaldson, Twisted Intent Haunted Attraction in Benton. California brings us the 209 Haunts in Linden, All Saints Lunatic Asylum Haunted Attraction in Apple Valley, DeSoto Asylum in Needles, Eulogy Collective in Anaheim, High Desert Haunted House in Apple Valley, Reign of Terror in Thousand Oaks, California, and Urban Death in North Hollywood. Colorado brings us the 13th Floor Haunted House Denver in Denver, Colorado, and the Fear Complex in Colorado Springs. Connecticut brings you Fright Haven in Stratford and Nightmare Acres in South Windsor, while Delaware brings us the Old Crow Manor in Milton. Florida has got the 13th Floor Haunted House in Jacksonville, Florida, Horrorland Miami in Miami, Ominous Descent in Winter Haven, Pemberton Haunted Acres in Plant City, and Sir Henry's Haunted Trail in Plant City, Florida. Georgia has got the 13th Stories Haunted House in Noonan, Paranoia Haunted House in Canton, and Wicked South Productions in Pembroke. Illinois has got the 13th Floor Haunted House in Chicago, Area 66 Haunted School in Livingston, Dungeon of Doom Haunted House in Zion, Factory of Fear in Moline, Insanity Haunted House in Peru, Massacre Haunted House in Montgomery, Midnight Terror Haunted House in Oak Lawn, Old State Mine Haunted Trail in Bartonville, Vibe Haunted House in Crèvecoeur, and Warehouse 13 in Parkersburg, Illinois. Indiana has got the Barn of Terror in Bloomington, Columbia City Haunted Jail in Columbia City, House of Anguish at the Culbertson Mansion in New Albany, House of Lecter in Evansville, Hysterium Haunted Asylum in Fort Wayne, Malice Manor in Clarksville, Newburgh Civitan Zombie Farm in Newburgh, Shattered Nightmares in Terre Haute, and Unreal Nightmares in Jasonville. Iowa haunted houses include the Eclipse Haunted Attraction in Iowa City, Hillside House of Hell in Glenwood, and the Slaughterhouse Haunted Attraction in Des Moines. Kentucky has got American Horrorplex in Louisville, Black Orchard Haunted House in Shelbyville, Fright Night Kentucky in Lexington, the Haunted Hotel KY in Louisville, the Haunted Trail of Chaos in London, Mead Asylum in Williamsport, Sinister Hills in Corbin, and Sinister Tombs in Eastview. Louisiana is dying for you to see the Decomposed Haunted House in Houma, Necro Manor Haunted House in Bossier City, and New Orleans Nightmare in New Orleans. Maryland haunted houses include Bennett's Curse Haunted House in Baltimore, Creekside Manor in Williamsport, The Final Bell in Hampstead, Tara's Nightmare in Westminster, and Laurel's House of Horror in Laurel, Maryland. Michigan has Awaken Haunted Attraction in Leslie, Azra Chamber of Horrors in Madison Heights, Deranged Haunted House in Romulus, Factory of the Dead in Saginaw, Hinterland Haunted Attraction in Ashley, Michigan, Rotten Manor in Hawley, the Scream Machine in Taylor, and the St. Charles Haunted House in St. Charles. Missouri brings you the Darkness from St. Louis, Terror on Route 66 from Sullivan, Trepidation's Haunted House in Exeter, and the Warehouse in Joplin. Mississippi's got Terror on the Coast in Gulfport, while New Hampshire has got Fright Kingdom in Nashua, and New Jersey has got the Brighton Asylum in Passaic. New York brings you the Bayvale Scream Park in Bayvale, New York, Dark Matter Screamworks in Rochester, Headless Horseman in Ulster Park, Nightmare in Nassau and Westbury, and Wallkill Haunted Barn in Middleton. North Carolina is scaring you with the Backwoods Haunts at McCorney's Auditorium in Barco, Extreme Fear Scaregrounds in Kinston, the Haunted Forest at Panic Point in Youngsville, Hollow Acres in Fairmont, the Hotel in Ahoskie, North Carolina, Pinhead's Graveyard in Canton, and Woods of Terror in Greensboro. Ohio has got the Akron Haunted Schoolhouse in Akron, Blood Prison in Mansfield, Dark Harvest Productions in Hillsboro, the Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati, Fear Columbus in Columbus, and the Haunted Farm in Pleasantville. Oklahoma holiday haunted houses include the Asylum in Nowata and the Chamber of Terror in Moore, while Oregon has got the Fear PDX in Portland and Nightmares on the Rogue in Medford, Oregon. Pennsylvania is bringing us Castle Blood in Moneason, Crawford School of Terror in Connellsville, Demon House in Monongahela, Devil's Last Laugh in Laheyton, Erebus in Erie, the Field of Screams Pennsylvania in Mountville, Haunted Hills Estate in Uniontown, Jason's Wood in Lancaster, Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill Scream Park in Spring Grove, Lincoln Mill Haunted House in Philadelphia, the Penhurst Asylum in Spring City, Ravenwood Manor in Beccaria, and Spookhaven Haunted House in Mill Hall, Pennsylvania. South Carolina brings us the Dark Castle Haunted Attraction in Elgin and the Deceased Farm in Lexington. Tennessee has got the 13th Realm in Jackson, Dread Hollow in Chattanooga, the Fear Zone in Memphis, Frightworks in Powell, Haunted Web Scream Park in Memphis, Hell's Bar Dam Haunt in Haletown, Malice Haunted Attraction in Belfast, Mountain Mayhem in Cookleville, and Nashville Nightmare in Nashville. Texas brings everybody the 13th Floor Haunted House in Houston, Texas, Boo in Dallas, Texas, Dark Hour Haunted House in Plano, Doc Wilkes House of Horrors in Longview, Greystone Scream Park in Longview, House of Torment in Austin, McAllen Horror Nights in McAllen, Monte de los Muertos in Donna, Nightmare on 19th Street in Lubbock, Scream Depot in Baird, Scream Hollow Wicked Halloween Park in Smithville, Terror of North Texas in Denison, Texas Scaregrounds in Mineral Wells, and Thrillvania Haunted House Park in Terrell. Utah has got Asylum 49 in Tooele, and Virginia is bringing people Darkwood Manor in Luray, Frightmare in Chesapeake, Milltown Haunt in Lovettsville, Red Vein Haunted House in Ashland, Spooky Acres Haunted House in Norfolk, Terror Manor in Roanoke, Virginia. Washington State has got the Cinema of Horrors Haunted House in Kelso, Washington, West Virginia has got Fear on the Farm WV in Winfield, Fright Nights WV in Daniels, Scareview Grave School in St. Albans, and the 12-Pole Manor in Wayne. And last but not least is Wisconsin, with Perdition Pines in Antigo, The Realm of Darkness in Kaukauna, and Terror Shed Haunted House in Kewaskum, Wisconsin. Is your haunted house that's open this season not on the list? Simply let us know with your haunts information and we can include you. Some upcoming events December 2025 through February 2026. The Halloween Party and Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada, January 12th through 14th, and Creep Eye Econ in Ontario, California, January 30th through February 1st.
And that's all for the news this week. Today's episode was produced by me, Philip Hernandez, with reporting by Daryl Plunkey, post-production by David Swope. This Haunt News Update is a production of the Haunted Attraction Network, and you can sign up to our weekly newsletter at hauntedattractionnetwork.com. Support for this episode comes from Gantom Lighting and Controls. Until next time, haunters, stay scary.
This is a Haunted Attraction Network production.